Checking memory stick. Konami. That's right. Foxhound, 1970, 1971. What is happening? What is this? What's that? It's Metal Gear Solid Portable Ops. Originally released in 2006 for the Sony PlayStation Portable, still exclusive to the PSP. We're going to start a new game. Checking memory stick. Input your name. We can't use lowercase letters, even though it's all lowercase. That's not the only bit of conflicting information in this game. Yep, this name is okay. This game also saves its Seton points. That's one of my favorite things about this game is somehow this standard message that appears in all PSP games. It has a typo in this game. I don't know how they managed that. I thought this was like a system-based thing. I guess you have to input it manually per game. To which I go, how do you not just copy-paste it? I don't know. It's something I always found a little odd. A single file will be used to continue in this game. That's not true either. You can have multiple files. And here's another, before we even look at all these menus, this is the thing with the modern era of games. Once we get past the humble PlayStation 2, oh man, so many things to pick before you even can talk about the game or play the game. So we're going to play on easy because my understanding, and it's not documented very well, but my understanding is it's primarily just health and stamina values. And this game has stamina consumption is a bit of a thing. So in order to better show off another one of the main mechanics, we're going to go for easy. This is the first of the Big Boss sequels. I would argue it has the best story of all of them, and it also laid the groundwork for pretty much the entire gimmick of what every Big Boss game is going to be. Also, yeah, we got this style of cutscene. It rules.
Right on time. Excellent. It's been exactly 12 hours since we administered the drug. I trust your dreams were pleasant, Big Boss.
What are you talking about?
Now please drop the act. I know all about you, boss. Or would you prefer I called you Naked Snake?
Sounds like you've got the right guy. Who are you?
My name is Lieutenant Cunningham. Until 4 weeks ago, I was with the CIA.
Cunningham? Fox Unit's interrogation specialist?
Ah, so you have heard of me. I'm honored, Snake.
And those guys who attacked me, they were Fox too?
Yeah, although we'll leave it at that for now.
What do you want from me? I'm retired from Fox. I'm guessing this isn't a social call, or you wouldn't have brought the goons.
The goons?
Retired? Yeah, I suppose you are to the outside world. Don't worry. I'm not here to give you a new mission. I just want to ask you one simple question. 6 years ago, as a member of Fox, you prevented a full-scale nuclear war. You were hailed as a true
Hey,
patriot,
look,
given
Snake
the
Eater.
title of
We remember
Big
that.
Boss by the president. And then you turned right around and quit the unit. Threw aside your rank, your good name. Mysterious, don't you think? What did you see out there on your mission? What did you see in Grozny Grad?
Well, I saw a lot of stuff. Saw a man in a Speedo. I saw some glowing mushrooms. Oh yeah, we also saw the Shagohod. And the boss. Yeah, there was that too.
Where is the legacy?
You mean the Philosopher's Legacy?
Yes, the secret cache of funds amassed by the Big Three during the Second World War.
Yep.
Where is it?
If you're looking for the legacy, try the CIA. They're the ones who took it after the mission 6 years ago.
Simply apply the right type of pain to the right degree at just the right location. It's always been my policy for persuasion, and I found it to be quite effective. The CIA only recovered half of the legacy from the Soviets after Operation Snake Eater. And you know where the other half went.
The CIA only got half?
You can drop the act. You defeated the boss and returned alive, so you must know where the
I love
other half of the
how
legacy
everyone
is.
always is under
And
the
now,
assumption that
You're gonna
Snake
tell
knows
me
anything about what the
Don't have a
Philosopher's
clue.
legacy is.
That's too bad.
And he just continually is like,
Because
I
I'd hate
don't
to
know
have
what
to
you guys are
continue
talking
persuading you
about.
like this, comrade.
Yeah, this is very much a direct sequel to Snake Eater, as if that wasn't apparent
We
already.
have plenty of time. Sooner or later, I'm sure it'll all come back to you.
Wait. This isn't an official mission, is it? What happened to Major Zero? Tell me the truth, Cunningham.
This is an official Fox mission. For now.
Just getting thrown right into it. And look! Check this out. We start the game being captured. How crazy is that? Yeah, so this takes place 6 years after Metal Gear Solid 3. I believe they'll say that soon enough. We've got pretty much the same graphics, pretty much the same gameplay. We can still crawl, we can still do CQC, we can look around, we can get stolen by a cutscene. Oh right, we also have to read. Ahem. How does he sound? I can't quite do this character's voice. Snake, so that's your name, huh? It's got a nice ring to it. Who are you? I'm just a prisoner like you. Oh, look at this. Blonde guy. An American. How did an American like you end up a prisoner in a place like this? Sounds like a pickup line almost. It's a long story. But never mind that. Don't you want to get out of here? Well, it would be pretty nice. You know a way. Take a good look under the bed. See that duct? The cover comes right off. You can go through it to the next room. How'd you know? 'Cause I'm the one that took off the cover. But as luck would have it, they moved me to another cell right after that. So I never got a chance to use it. If you make it out, will you do a fellow prisoner a favor? What kind of favor? 'Cause I mean, I've been locked up here. Oh, okay. Oh, I'll get something out of it too, huh? No, I'm a little worried again. It's a deal. We'll give it a shot. Yeah, prison escape immediately. We're getting all the hits. So this game was kind of mind-blowing when it came out. Portable games in 2006 did not look like this. And to essentially have Metal Gear Solid 3 in your pants, that was a big deal. Oh, look. We get the Hush Puppy. Hey, new mechanic also. Check this out. We can move in first person. Yeah, this is the first. Technically, Integral had it, but this is the first Metal Gear Solid game that has first-person movement, aiming, and shooting as a main gameplay feature. Also, look at that! We got a sneaking suit. Kind of looks like Vulcan's suit, but black instead of orange. Aromatic poly... this is Fox Unit's new sneaking suit. What's this doing here?
Well, I'll be damned. It is Snake. Or should I say, Big Boss. Are you the real deal?
I am.
Are you kidding? You're a legend in the Black Ops world.
Black Ops.
What's a hero like you doing in a place like this?
That also sounds like a pickup line.
Me. I'd like to find out myself. Where are we anyway? Near the equator from the looks of it. If I had to guess, I'd say South America.
You got it, Big Boss. The San Geronimo Peninsula, to be exact. Known to the locals as La Peninsula de los Muertos. the Peninsula of the Dead.
Oh, that sounds like
It's
a
off the
lovely
coast of
vacation
central
place.
Colombia, more or less directly south of Cuba.
Never heard of it.
You wouldn't have.
Because we
It
made
doesn't
it
show
up.
on any conventional maps. It's under Red Army control.
The Red Army in Colombia?
In 1964, the Russians provided military aid to FARC, Colombia's biggest rebel faction. And in return, FARC gave them this land.
1964.
Nice vacation spot. I took my family to the
2 years prior,
Peninsula of the
Russians
Dead
failed in
once,
their attempt
and
to
only
build an
once.
intermediate-range ballistic missile base in Cuba. Had they succeeded in deploying nuclear-equipped IRBMs inside Cuba, every major American city would have been within range.
The Cuban Missile Crisis.
Yeah, we remember that.
In the end, the Russians gave up on the idea of deploying missiles in Cuba. But rumor had it that they were looking for a new site, one where they could build a base in secret.
And that place was the San Geronimo Peninsula.
Yeah, well, not exactly. Apparently, the plans for this missile base were abandoned before it was built.
Abandoned.
Due to détente. Both the US and the Soviet Union are having trouble financing their enormous military budgets, and they can't afford to keep waging the Cold War like they did in the 60s. Last year, they began conducting
So,
the
something
strategic arms
I
limitation
do
talks
like about this
with the
game, I
goal of
mentioned that it's
limiting each
probably my
country's number
favorite
of
plot-wise
ballistic
of all the Big Boss sequels.
Build a new missile
It
base.
really
Right.
works in
But as you can
a
see,
lot of what
they'd
was
already
talked about
completed part
in
of the
Snake
facility.
Eater.
We
It
were
feels
sent
like an
in to
actual
investigate what
sequel
was
that
going on.
pays attention to the
Before we
story
could
that
do
happened
they
in the
ambushed
prior
us.
game, which is not normal for this
Fox unit.
series.
My team was wiped out in the blink of an eye. I fear I'm the only survivor.
What's the Fox unit doing in a Soviet
Could be
base?
because this game had a
Not a
different
clue.
director.
I'd have expected you to know more about it than
I
me.
believe it had the
I'm not
same,
with Fox anymore.
I see. Anyway, that's all.
you
I
know,
got.
secondary
All right.
writers.
Hold on. I'll get you out of there.
It's no use. I've tried over.
It's
and
no
over.
use.
You need a special key to unlock the cell door. Right now, you've got to get out of here. Head 5 clicks southeast of the detention center, and you should reach a communications base. I need you to call in a
How do I
rescue
measure
if you
clicks
can.
on my feet? How do I
You
do
should
that?
be able to make contact with the states using the satellite uplink. But the
Okay.
circuit will most likely be monitored.
That's not good.
If only you could use some kind of encrypted transmission.
Someone capable of receiving an encrypted protocol that they can't listen in on.
Any ideas?
I don't know if I'll be able to pull it off, but there's one thing I could try.
Great. I'm counting on you, Big Boss.
Call me Snake.
It's been an honor, Snake. The name's Campbell. Roy Campbell.
Oh my
Good luck.
god. You mean he wasn't always a crusty old man? Yeah, so this game, there's a bit of misinformation about it being non-canon because of some things that the prior director, I guess we'll call him, has said. But no, this game is indeed canonical. It is referenced pretty heavily in the plot of Metal Gear Solid 4. It's referenced in Peace Walker. And I'm gonna go outright and say that Phantom Pain borrows a lot of plot points from this and kind of feels like it was trying to be a do-over of certain elements, but not a particularly good one. We'll get there when we get there. But anyway, yeah, that is Roy Campbell. That is the Roy Campbell. Who knew he was so rugged and manly in his youth? That reminds me, you've been out of action for a while, haven't you, Snake? I mean, no, not really. I had to go through Snake Eater again last week, if you remember that. Anyway. Now would be a good time for a light refresher, just to help you get reacquainted with your weapons and basic actions, and also the controls that we changed slightly to make up for the PSP having 1 less stick and 2 less buttons. Because now we use the circle button, which is a little odd, but it's okay, it's fine, it works well enough. So we use the circle button. We can drop stuff with L, so even our guns we can just drop. We equip. Yep, press the L button to ready. Square button to fire. Still on square being fire. Yep. We did it. We're so good at video games. Okay. So another thing this game has is triangle up against a wall is how you press against it. And holding triangle while you move is how you do the slow walk. Because there's a control option for using the PSP's D-pad, which of course, you know, you can't really change the sensitivity of. And even using the control stick, yeah, it doesn't matter how far I push it. Snake just goes into its little adventure jog. You can also see he's got the same adorable little chipmunk combat stance that he did in Metal Gear Solid 3. So we're kind of just playing MGS3 again because Snake Eater never ends. You know where you're going, huh? Okay, then head for the communications base. Use triangle to open any doors you encounter, as well as they're not locked, that is. View the route to the communications base on the map screen by pressing the start button. The goal is marked with an X. Also remember, there being an electric gate along the way. If you're careful, you can sneak past it. You know how to crawl, right? I'm counting on you, Snake, or should I say, Legendary Soldier. Alright. Yes, Metal Gear Solid 1 through 3 didn't really feel like a connected story because, it wasn't. I feel like 1 and 3 are very good. And, whoop! Hey there. Let's try and, use our new first-person aiming. There we go. Yep. So these guys, they look very similar to the guys you fight in MGS3. Basically just retextures of them. You can still drag dudes. This is going to be a big component of the gameplay, and that's why I want to play on easy, because take a look at how my stamina is already, like, drained a little bit. There's going to be a lot of this going on. A lot of dragon men. Oh, right. You can still get items from dudes as well. So let's demonstrate that, yeah, basically all of the mechanics are here. If he wants to... I thought you could wait. Yep, you can.
Freeze.
Yep. Hold-ups still exist. They have really funny voices in this game. That's ammo that we can't use. I believe that's for the AK, which he's holding. They don't drop their weapons when you hold them up, however. There's a reason for that. Technically, that's a good thing that they don't do that. I'm just running into a man. Hey. Alright. So, we picked up ammo, but because we only have 3 free spaces... Oh, I guess we wanted that one. Where's the M9? No. Okay. There we go. Yep, there's going to be a lot of that, too. This game, like I said, it's mostly MGS3, but it's got its own nuances to it. Yup. Yeah. Yeah, you don't want to stay open for me? That's okay. Also, check it out. We've got a lot of indoor areas. That's because the PSP can't do as many polygons. So we got a lot of squares we go through. Which actually makes the game pretty cool because it feels... A lot of things in this game feel like it could be a Solid Snake game. Certain elements of the story and the boss encounters and just the environments you go through. It feels like an interesting, almost like an in-between of 2 and 3 with its scenarios and such. It's a neat game. It really is very neat. I don't remember everything you do in the gameplay, but I remember the main points. I also remember... You can just tranquilize men. It's pretty great. So, I picked up some binoculars. Unfortunately, they take up an item space. And, how do I zoom? They're not great. They're not very useful because, again, we're in PSP land. So, I mean, like, how far do you really need to see, you know? But plenty of weapons and equipment, OSP. How is something else not parodied the T-Rex stance? I don't know, considering that every time I play one of these, one of the MGS3 games, someone mentions this funny little stance. Also the fact I have to specify there's multiple Metal Gear Solid 3s. Pretty funny. There we go. I don't think you have much. Yeah, there's a little bit of sway. But I remember headshots being kind of easy due to the smaller resolution. I think they have like a larger head hitbox. Hello. Oh, let's demonstrate this too.
Huh?
Can still knock on walls. Oh. Okay, it wants me to roll over that. And we can still CQC. This camera is a little nauseating. Medical kits. So, similar to how 3 had life medicine, we now have medical kits. We also do still have rations, and they replenish our stamina. And oh, look at that. There's the goal. Right there. Pretty easy first stage, but, you know. Gotta warm you up to this new world of portable 3-dimensional Snake action. I guess it does link the first 2 stages, doesn't it? That's a dish antenna for satellite communications. This must be the communication space. Communication. Communicator I'm communicating for is in that communicator building. I think we get the idea. Oh yeah! Snake does have that one unique animation. Let's see if he'll do it again. His breathing might be tweaked from MGS3's as well to be a little more exaggerated so you can actually see it. But he does a little, it's not much, but it's just a little look around animation. Several of the unique characters have their own idols. It's a weird thing to add because it doesn't really contribute a whole lot, and I'm just sitting around waiting to see if he'll do it again. Because I don't know how long it takes to trigger, but if you take a look at his suit, you can see that, yeah, the legs especially, those are the same type of boots that Vulcan had. Instead of circuitry, we have these black bands going through the arms. You can't see it on this version of the model, but there's a higher quality render of this, which... Oh, there he goes! Yep, that was worth waiting. Just weird, because it's like, of all things... They give us that little animation. But yeah, the bands are a CQC enhancer, according to the higher resolution version of the model that only appeared in advertisements. I think we can also, yeah, we can do pop-out shots. Oh, it's a little touchy, though. There we go. How do we pop out and pop back? That's my question. Okay, just like that. But if we aim... Yeah, if we aim, we're just out. Alright, good to know, good to know. Slowly open that. We got some barracks here. Again, it's very... It's almost MGS1-like in how blocky everything is. I kind of dig it, though. I do like the aesthetic of this game. We also have a different radar type. You can see up at the top right, when I walk around, I make the inner circle be a little spiky thing. And then there's other spiky things on the edge. The spiky things on the edge, that's the enemy awareness. It's kind of like an inversed vision cone. And the spiky things in the center, that's how much noise I'm making. Don't let the spiky things touch. It's bad. We got lockers. We can still open them. Sometimes they have tasty things. They work just like they do in MGS 2 and 3, which again is pretty nuts that they crammed as many mechanics into this as possible. Again, PSP games especially didn't really look or play like this at the time. We got a call. Look, it's almost a codec screen. Because we're as far forward as 1970. This is Snake. If anybody can hear this, please respond. It's paramedic. It's best girl. Snake. Is it you? Is this the real Naked Snake? That voice. Paramedic. It's me. It's been a while, huh, Snake? It's good to hear your voice again, even though this part isn't voiced. Same here. It'd be even better if I weren't in this godforsaken place. So, you're still using this circuit? Major Zero kept it just in case. He said if you were safe, you might try to use it to contact us. To be honest, I never really expected you to call, but I'm glad you did. Yeah, me too. Well, why are you on the line? Where's the Major? Major Zero was placed under arrest by the military last month. The military? The Pentagon arrested the Major? Why? He's being held under suspicion of treason. I don't know the details, but a month ago, the CIA stole a top-secret weapon guarded by the military and fled the country. They're charging the Major with investigating the revolt. You've been charged too, Snake. Me? The military believes you spearheaded the rebellion. You've got to be kidding me. I'm retired from Fox. Even that is kind of similar to MGS1, where Solid Snake is no longer a part of Foxhound. It's interesting. Again, I think this game's story is particularly noteworthy. It's pretty good. It feels familiar while still contributing enough of its own. It's good. This game's definitely worth playing. I know, Snake. Calm down and listen to me. The CIA unit, the one that stole the prototype weapon and executed the revolt, its name was Fox. Meaning the Fox unit is your next target. What the hell? Yep, so much like MGS1, Snake had to fight against the members of his former unit, Foxhound. Now, this Snake, I say now, but technically this takes place, decades before MGS1. This Snake has to fight against the members of Fox. It's neat, Yet the far-flung future of the 1970s. What are they after? I don't know. Any members of Fox who didn't join the rebellion were killed. The unit is in shambles. I don't believe this. I know how you feel. You know why the military suspects you, don't you, Snake? Whoever started this mess managed to gather Fox members specializing in solo missions and killed all those who opposed. The only soldier who could have pulled that off is you. Done in by my own overblown reputation. Are you the only one there? For now, at least. But Sigint? Sigint, huh? He's helping us out over at ARPA. The Pentagon's Advanced Research Projects Agency. Right. His frequency is 148.41. Yo, long time no see, Snake. I hear you got yourself into a bad mess out there. You can see Sigint's got a different outfit. We'll get to take a peek at that later. Mr. Sigint, looks like I need your help again. Aw, man, it's cool. We've been through a lot together. Yep, including when I asked you if I could take my pants off. And I asked you to come in the box with me. And And I told you that I could eat glowing mushrooms and it would recharge my batteries. Yeah, a lot of good times, a lot of good times. You didn't like my Gakko camo, though. You didn't want me to look cute, remember that? With your skills, it shouldn't be too hard to find your way out of there. But that's not going to be enough. You gotta catch whoever started this revolt. If you can't take him alive, Dead'll do just fine. Huh? We need more evidence that proves your innocence. Otherwise, we're going to end up court-martialed for helping you. I see what you're saying, but I can't do it. We're not just talking about rogue Fox members here. They've got Russian soldiers based in the peninsula on their side. Yeah, that's what we heard too. It looks like they took over the chain of command for a Red Army unit that was secretly stationed inside Colombian territory. I'm kind of... My brain went on a train of thought there because as I was trying to read, a neuron activated and I went, oh my god, is this the same text dialogue system as in Metal Gear Acid 1? I think it is. I think it is. Because I think it even makes the same sounds and everything. That's very funny. Took over the chain of command, so that's it. I thought this seemed a little strange for an official military operation. They got the soldiers already stationed here, ready to join them. Hearts and minds, the bread and butter of special forces. Anyway, because of that, neither the US nor the Soviet Union can get involved publicly. If the world found out the Russians built a nuclear base in Colombia, or that America had one of their most advanced weapons stolen, there'd be hell to pay. And the rogue unit is using those secrets as leverage to demand negotiations for independence with the US and the Soviet Union. They're planning to create a new military nation? So in other words, they've got the force strength necessary to back up these crazy demands, and I can't expect any backup from home. And you want me, on my own, to go in and capture the ringleader of this rebellion? Well, there's no reason you have to do it alone. If the rebels manage to get the local militia on their side, who's to say you can't do the same thing? You're saying I should convince the Russians and the rebels to join my side? It's not that complicated, man. Just think of it as procuring your own allies on site. That's what you're good at, right? Procurement on site? You're kidding, right? This isn't the same as catching fish and snakes, you know. You gotta try, Snake. Otherwise, everybody's gonna be gunning for you. The rebels and the Pentagon. And you're gonna bring us and Major Zero down with you. This is where Snake would go, Oh, I do have some good news, too. As luck would have it, we just sent a scout unit to the peninsula to gather intelligence. It's a super friend great unit. The Green Berets, here? We lost contact with them a little while ago, but there might still be some survivors. If you rescue them, they'll help you out. Yeah, I think I know who you're talking about. Okay, I'll see what I can find. Alright. Ooh, this groovy sneaking music. I like it. I like it. You okay, Roy? Snake, what are you doing back here? Found a key. Even though we didn't find it in gameplay, thought you might be interested in it. Did you call for help? Nobody's coming. What? Seems they think I'm the one who's leading Fox. The one who wiped out your unit. That's insane. And unless I clear my name, they're not letting me back into the country. And we can forget about someone coming to rescue us. Clear your name, but how? Track down the real roots of Fox's rebellion. Roy. What? I need your help to pull this off. Me? Yeah, I need your skills as a Green Beret. Whoa, Snake, don't go getting any crazy ideas. What's so crazy about? Look at me, my leg's broken. I can barely walk, how convenient. I've had this nasty fever for days, remember that. Alright, why don't you drive instead of walk? What do you mean? On a base this big, there's bound to be a personnel transport vehicle. Or two, lying around. Awkward line break. Well, yeah, but... And you don't need your legs to fire a gun, right? I mean, it would be pretty cool if I could do that, but no. So, are you with me? Roy. Okay, I'm with you. Great, I owe you one. Jeez, who'd have thought the legendary Big Boss would be this pushy? I'm leaving my spare radio with you. If anything happens, call me. We use frequency 140.85. Press the select button to open the radio screen. I like that it's Snake telling this to Campbell. I think that's very cute. I kind of wish it was voiced, you know, so we could get, you know, this dialogue from Snake, but, oh well. Use the left and right directional buttons to adjust the frequency, and press the circle button to make a call. Press the down directional button to bring up a list of saved frequencies. And then Campbell says, I'll give you a ring if I start to get low. Do you get it? Look, they're being cute. It's like Metal Gear Solid 1, but reversed. I like that. I think that's funny. Oh my god. What is this crazy menu? Okay, first things first. We need intel. Did you get some kind of briefing before the mission? First recon target we were given during our pre-mission briefing at Fort Bragg was here. A Soviet frontline patrol base. This will be our first target for information collection. I can take you there. I've got a good idea of where it's located. Well, more like I don't know where any of the other facilities are exactly. It'll do. So what's the plan? This place is packed with soldiers. The perfect target for our first recon. Get as much intel as you can. You should be able to extract useful information by listening in on soldiers. Alright, we'll go with your plan. Heh. Looks like we'll make a great team, Snake. Yep, Snake and Roy Campbell. What a great team. Let's get moving. Look at this nonsense. Okay. So, somewhere here. Yep. Somewhere here. I think I have... There we go. This crazy menu. We got mission, manage, report, status, system, and wait. So let's go to system and save our game.